interest rates, just straightforward renting solutions designed with you in mind. Find great options to make a beautifully furnished space or surround yourself with the latest gadgets. With Ace Rent-To-Own, it's all within your grasp. Visit acerentToOwn.com and bring home more than just a product. Bring home a lifestyle. Golfing in 72 degrees and perfect conditions in Nebraska doesn't seem possible in December, but it is. Double Eagle Golf is your escape from the bone-chilling cold outside and a reason to keep your clubs out year-round. Book your holiday parties at Double Eagle Golf and make plans to join them for a New Year's Eve party. Gift cards make a great stocking stuffer for Christmas, and don't forget to look ahead to 2024 as spring leagues begin in February. That's all at Double Eagle Golf inside the Kinetic Sports Complex on West O Street, online at doubleeagle.golf.
Whether you're booking a trip to Lincoln for a football game or a volleyball weekend, the Scarlet Hotel at Innovation Campus is the place for you. The Scarlet Hotel is special on many levels, from the delicious Well and Good restaurant on the main floor to the coolest rooftop patio bar in Lincoln, the Barred Owl, on the top floor of the hotel with great views of the city and one of the coolest drink menus. Book your stay or book a staycation today at scarlethotelnebraska.com.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just a professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, our passion. For happier, healthier furry friends.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now, they've raised wages again, and they're hiring for production operators at $24.62 per hour, which grows to $28.97 per hour within 3 years. Skilled trade positions now start at $33.36 per hour, with opportunities to make more based on certifications. Continental also has salary jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates, with increased bonuses and vacation for new hires. To learn more or apply, go to continentaljobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
This is Jeff Essing, owner of Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping and host of Fitness Fanatics. Over the years, we've helped countless people gain strength, lose fat, build confidence, and change their life. And it all starts with the Farrell's 10-Week Challenge. Now is the best time to sign up with the new year right around the corner. You can enroll for the January 10-Week Challenge for only $299. That's 10 weeks of kickboxing, strength training, and nutrition coaching. Head to fxblincoln.com for more information on how to enroll. Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping at 40th and Yankee Hill and 70th and Vine.
Hey guys, Jake Sorensen here from Early Break. The garage door at our house has been needing replacement for a couple years, and a few months ago, we finally did something about it. Steve's Garage Doors and Services was great through the whole process in providing options and also going to the next level to get a door that was approved by our HOA. And best of all, the removal of the old door and installation of the new door was done smoothly with no issues. Call Steve's Garage Doors and Services today at 402-480-2840.
Integrated Life Choices has been inspiring opportunities for individuals with disabilities for more than 15 years in Lincoln and across Nebraska by offering a number of services. From group homes to independent living resources and job training, you'll find the support that allows people to live fulfilling lives. They're also hiring. If you're looking for a rewarding career supporting people with developmental disabilities, you can check out open positions along with learning more about services at ilc.net. Integrated Life Choices.
At Jimmy John's, we don't make sandwiches. We make the sandwich of sandwiches. We use fresh veggies because we don't hate salads. We just feel bad for them. We make our sandwiches exactly how you want because you're the one who's eating it. And we bake bread all day, every day because stale bread isn't bread. It's croutons. Sandwich history is written by the victors. Good thing we have legible handwriting. Jimmy John's, the sandwich of sandwiches. Order pickup or delivery on the app.
If you're not going to Memorial Stadium for a home game and don't have any travel plans for away games, there's a great place in Omaha to catch the action. The Inner Rail Food Hall. There's plenty of space. The Backstretch Bar has amazing game specials on game days. $15 Blue Moon and Bud Light pitchers, $6 margaritas, and $6 Moscow Mules. And if you're hungry, take in some of their great options from their game day pizza specials. Do football game day right in the Inner Rail Food Hall in Exarban Village in Omaha.
The Southern Pecan Cake from Beatrice Bakery. They don't just let you call anything Southern, especially when it's baked right here in Nebraska. There are standards you have to meet, like a rich, decadent, moist caramel cake? Check. Bursting with too many large pecans to count? Check. Big enough to share with the whole group? Check. But delicious enough that you won't want to share? A big check on that one. The Southern Pecan Cake, the newest cake to the Beatrice Bakery lineup. Try it for yourself at Beatrice Bakery. Online at BeatriceBakery.com. Welcome to our world of yum.
Live from the heart of Lincoln, America. Welcome to Ticket Weeknights on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back into Ticket Weeknights. We just had a replay of the Wide World of Raf, give you some Week 17 NFL pick information. And again, of course, on the Don't Punt Hour, we have the host, as always, on the Allo VIP line, where they understand the importance of exceptional service with a local heart. DeMornay Pierson-El, host as always. DeMornay, how's it going, man?
How's it going? It's going good. Trying to not be cold.
Yeah, it's definitely that day. Bundle up if you're out there. Watch out for ice out there. We're kind of getting to that point where the weather, it's going to be cold. We're probably ran out of our 50-degree December days. We're heading into January, February. The real cold's about to begin here. So definitely bundle up if you're out there. And again, if you guys ever want to join these shows, Sartor Heyman text line, 402-464-5685. That is the Sartor Heyman text line. If you want to put a face to the voice or on the Allo VIP line graphic, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and Allo channel 951. Always great ways to watch there. But DeMornay, I want to start with some bowl game conversations because Rutgers pulls off a win today. Probably the most impressive win so far out of the Big Ten. They get the win over Miami in a pretty convincing fashion. It got a little scary there down the stretch, but nonetheless, they're able to pull it off. And now we're looking at the Big Ten here, and they're sitting 3-0 in conference play. The only conference that has played a game to so far remain with a perfect record. And again, Rutgers wins it 31 over Miami, Florida to 24 in the Pinstripe Bowl. So as it sits right now, Northwestern beats Utah 14-7 in the Las Vegas Bowl. Minnesota takes down Bowling Green 30-24 in the Quick Lane Bowl. And as I said it before, Rutgers 31 takes down Miami 24 Pinstripe Bowl. Looking at all of these teams, are you surprised at all to see the Big Ten performing as well as they are in these bowl games, DeMornay?
I'm a little shocked in the Utah victory. Other than that, Rutgers played good. They kept up with Ohio State for majority of the game, so I'm not really shocked there. It's looking like the Big Ten, next year is you're going to have, up the top of the schedule to the lower end of the schedule. You're going to have some teams that can compete and play. So a little shocked by the Utah one. Other than that, I'm not shocked.
I'm with you there. The Northwestern Cinderella story, even though it started out as an absolute nightmare before the season started, it's crazy to think of where they are now. And again, I thought that Utah was a good team. I thought they're probably going to win that one. Maybe not in a blowout, but I thought maybe by a couple scores, 10 to 14 point spread. But no, Northwestern and up. It's a low, grinded out kind of game. And you do see Northwestern take the win. I'm with you there. It surprised me the most, 14-7. I was really just impressed by the defense, being able to hold Utah to only one score. That's Northwestern football for you in a nutshell. They play Big Ten West football just about as good as anyone outside of Iowa. But looking at the rest of these Big Ten teams, I want to ask you, which team is the first to drop the ball when it comes to these bowl games, or maybe they go undefeated? The next games we got are Ohio State, number 7 Ohio State versus number 9 Missouri. Then you got number 10 Penn State versus number 11 Ole Miss. And as soon as you think one of these Big Ten teams is going to take a loss here, you just tell me to stop and we can break it down. So again, number 7.
I mean the Missouri Ohio State game for sure. That one.
You're going for. You think Missouri takes over?
I think Missouri wins probably. Yeah, we're not sure if Harrison is playing or not.
Mm-hmm.
And I know they have other weapons, but I mean he's the main attraction. So losing him, a quarterback. I don't think Kyle will play in that game. Probably. I don't know if he will. I don't know if he won't.
Yeah, no, he'll be out of there.
So I think just because of the potential of what they will lose on the offensive side will hurt. Like I said, I mean you lose Harrison. Well, we don't know if they're going to lose Harrison, but you don't know if he declared already or is he coming back for a year. So that's something to keep an eye out on. Missouri is a really, really good team. They're a young team. And I'm pretty sure a majority of their dudes will be playing. So just because of those two key factors on the Ohio State side, I'm not sure.
Yeah, and as we're working our way up here in these bowl games, it seems like the Cotton Bowl is definitely one that's going to have less players opt out in. And for Missouri, I'd be surprised to see if they had a plethora of players. Last time I looked at it, I didn't really see any of their key guys out for the most part. But you're right. Down the stretch, they really started dominating. I know they lost to Georgia, but they played them close, only lost by 9, 21-30. Then they'd go on to blow the doors off of a 25-ranked Tennessee team, 36-7. They take down a good Florida team, 33-31, and then they absolutely beat the brakes out of Arkansas, 48-14. So they're coming in there with a lot of momentum. They ended the season pretty well for the most part. Despite the loss to Georgia, that's a good loss. In my mind, that's a great team. Down the other stretch, we saw it in the SEC championship game.
I wouldn't say a good loss. I understand the loss. I don't think
no loss is good.
I don't think losing is good, period. But I understand it. I understand who you're going to get to who they are. So yeah. I got you.
Like if Nebraska were to lose to Georgia instead of losing to Northwestern and Ireland last year, we'd feel a hell of a lot better about that loss than we did against the Northwestern loss. Correct. And I'm with you there. I think they'll probably drop the ball there. I wouldn't be surprised to see Ohio State win, but it'd be a good argument for Ryan Day to really solidify his coaching job there if he has players sit out and he can find a way to take down a good Missouri team. Again, they only had 3 losses on the year, just some pretty decent programs at that. But we'll keep going through these. So you got a loss for Ohio State. They take a loss, be the first bowl team out of the Big Ten to take a loss. Next one up would be number 10 Penn State versus number 11 Ole Miss in the Peach Bowl, and that is on the 30th. You like Penn State?
I like Penn State.
Yeah, that's one where the Penn State program, if this 12-team college bracket or this 12-team college football playoff bracket was around, you would look at Penn State as, I don't want to say a blue blood, but a perennial playoff team, or at least on the minimum, constantly on the fringe. They haven't been able to get in because unfortunately only 4 teams get in, but for the most part, they're only taking 3 to 4 losses. It feels like every single year, at times even only 2 losses, and they've been on the outside looking in. But Penn State, out of the Big Ten team, I'll be curious when these playoffs really start breaking out. That to me is a Big Ten team that consistently be an upset factor, or at the very minimum, make a little bit of noise. So I'm with you there. Penn State taking down Ole Miss in the Peach Bowl. Up next, Maryland versus Auburn. This to me is probably the hardest one to judge because Auburn has played great and they've played awful all in the same season. Maryland, a little bit of the same story where they struggle to put together what seems like 4 quarters. Who do you like in that one?
That's a tough one. I'm not. Auburn doesn't scare me.
Mm-hmm.
I understand they almost beat Alabama, but that's something every year. Like, they're excited and everything about that. I think, what Lockley is doing at Maryland has definitely turned the page, and Maryland is going to be a force to be reckoning with coming soon. I feel like they're a middle of the pack, middle to almost gaining, the upper. They're not upper of the Big Ten, but I feel like they're rising more than falling.
Mm-hmm.
I think because of what Maryland can do on with spreading the ball around and everything like that, what Lockley coming from Alabama and understanding how Auburn works, because that's where he was at before he got to Maryland or went back to Maryland. I think I'm gonna give Maryland the edge on that one.
Yeah, this is one where it's hard to lean because, again, you see Maryland play really well against teams they're supposed to beat, and then every now and then still through an absolute dumpster fire of a game before they almost came and beat that Alabama team. They lost to New Mexico State in a blowout fashion, 31-10. So that one to me is who wants it more, who shows up to that game ready to play. And I want to give Maryland the edge just like you because we've talked about it a little bit yesterday. But these bowl games, even though it's been 7 years, as hard as it is to believe, since Nebraska, a perennial powerhouse at the time, a Power 5 blue blood in college football, a place that just lives and dies football, 7-year run is bad, and a 7-year dry run is bad. But there does seem like there is a little bit of lackluster value in these bowl games in the current state of college football right now. But to a team like Maryland, who has been on the rise, I think this one means a lot more to them. If they can find a way to take down an Auburn team, continue to build up that culture. And that's a school that doesn't necessarily have the history Nebraska does. In fact, their history's been bleak. It's been pretty shallow for most of their tenure over the past 10, even 15 years, if you want to go that far. So I think Maryland, they really want to get this win, make some noise for themselves in the Big Ten, try to get some momentum heading into the next season. So I'm with you there. I think Maryland takes down Auburn. So that only still, they'd put you at one loss in the Big Ten through 7 games. We'll move on to the next one. Wisconsin versus number 13 LSU in the Relic Quest Bowl on January 1st.
Is the quarterback playing or not? Daniels.
Jaden Daniels, I don't know if it's been decided. Let me look it up real quick because that is obviously going to be MVP candidate Jaden Daniels. If he's not suiting up, you're probably going to want to lean the other way here. But I'll say this much, that offense has a lot of explosive weapons despite Jaden Daniels not being out there.
I need to know if he's playing and if the wide receiver who honestly
he has
had
opted
better
out.
numbers than Marvin Harrison and was one vote away from winning the Biletnikoff himself. I can't think of the kid's name. I want to know if those two guys are playing because if I'm not mistaken, he I don't know his draft. I don't know if he's coming out this year, but I mean, you snapping Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase's record, that can launch you into some draft conversation, and you finish behind, one of the better receivers in today's game. So I'm interested to see if those two players play.
Yep, Jaden Daniels is out for your information. It'll be Garrett Nussmeier, the backup QB, will be starting for them.
Okay, and will the quarterback? I mean, will the receiver be playing?
The receiver, I haven't found anything on that yet. Sorry, Heyman text line if you have any information, but I'm not seeing anything from him on opting out. It could be a game day thing.
I'm still taking LSU. I think Wisconsin drops the ball. Wisconsin was just kind of unimpressive this year. They kind of got away from what you traditionally see them as. And I think LSU will overpower Wisconsin.
Yeah, their offense just seems way too explosive. Even I would be surprised if their backup quarterback isn't able to get a good game going just based off the weapons they have around him. And with Jaden Daniels opting out, he's probably preparing for it. And we saw that happen a long time ago. Not that long time ago, just recently, where I definitely want to talk about it. But let's quick rapid fire through these next two. An absolute barn burner, number 17 Iowa versus number 21 Tennessee, Citrus Bowl. Yeah, I don't see them keeping up at all. I just don't. With the defense, maybe, but
it's Iowa. I'm not ever going to pick them to win, so we don't got to go into that next.
Yep, number 1 Michigan, obviously, versus number 4 Alabama. Quick news update from Alabama: the coaches have been encouraging players to not watch film on their personal tablets due to the Michigan stealing signs. You can call it paranoia, or just being well prepared, either or. But they're taking the sign stealing seriously. Number 1 Michigan versus number 4 Alabama. Obviously, in the semifinals, Rose Bowl.
That's a difficult one. it's Alabama, and you have to respect them and everything like that. The way that they have clawed their way to get back in there. I understand they beat Georgia, but that's the same thing with that's the same thing as the Iron Bowl. Like when Georgia and Bama plays, you know what it's going to be. You know, I want Michigan to pull it out. That one makes me nervous. I'm not too sure. I will have to do a little bit more research on who to pick. I'm not so sold on Alabama. Their quarterback has struggled with stuff and everything like that. He's been more consistent lately. I think it'll come down to whose offensive line can do better against the defensive line. The playmakers are going to be the playmakers, but I think the battle of that one will be in the trenches.
Yeah, I'm right with you there. That's why I'm going to give the edge to Michigan. I think what I've seen through the season, Michigan pretty much, to my eyes, has been the most dominant in the trenches offensively and defensively. You can argue Iowa a little bit, their D-line, just what they were able to do, shed blocks and keep everyone in front. A little bit of a different style, more so just keeping people in front, not necessarily the big plays. But nonetheless, I think I'm going to roll with Michigan on that one with you, just because I think with the size, with Jim Harbaugh, the program he's building, they've kind of built this own chip on their shoulder from cheating that I think they feel like the world's against them right now. And I think they're going to try to prove a lot, beating a number 4 Alabama team. Yes, I know there was a audible sigh in that Michigan conference room when they did draw Alabama, but I think they're going to be ready for it. Try to prove a lot of the cheating scandals wrong. Because you got to think that's an argument for a lot of people on how they lost to TCU. It's like, well, you guys cheated all regular season long. You meet a team where you didn't quite have the paperwork ready, and that's how you lose to a TCU team because they switched it up on you and you weren't prepared to adjust because you guys were cheating. So I think a big thing for Michigan is, how do we fight this narrative that we're winning games because we're cheating? There's no question that there's definitely a little bit of cheating going on to a certain extent, but this is a good opportunity for them if they want to kind of shed any of that doubt. Find a way to beat Alabama team, a team that's meticulously making sure you're not able to steal any of their information. And if you can do that just on the fly, I think you'll prove a lot of those doubters wrong. So I'm going to go with Michigan. I think they're definitely cheating, but I think they're a great team on top of it. So I'll roll with Michigan on that one. But speaking of some of these games, did you happen to catch the USC game in Louisville, number 16 Louisville? Yeah. Miller Moss, 6 touchdowns, 1 interception, 23 for 33, damn near 400 yards. He throws for 372 yards and a dominant win in the Holiday Bowl. Caleb Williams, guess you didn't need him out there. Miller Moss, he looks like he might be a problem down the road.
He'll probably go in a transfer portal because I'm pretty sure USC is bringing in somebody else that Lincoln Riley wanted. So, I mean, good for him and his resume. But, I mean, they're a factory. I question, is it really the system or is it the players? Because, I mean, I want to say, even at Caleb Williams, best throughout the season, I mean, he looked on level to that. He was executing. He was dominant. Wherever he wanted to go with the ball, he went there. And, they have some nice young receivers and talented guys in the backfield that gives him a nice supporting cast. So, I mean, it's shocking, but at the end of the day, I mean, I'm not surprised. Some of these kids might need an opportunity, and the kid took advantage of it. So, I mean, good for him.
Yeah, and I think it might be a little bit of system, but also you have to tip your hat off to the development they have for the quarterbacks there, because as you said, he was making some throws that weren't easy. He had to scramble out of the pocket, throw it on the run, a few where he's leaning over to the side, kind of sidearms it, Mahomes-esque, if you will, to get it to his guy and throws it with accuracy and consistency. Only one interception where, honestly, I thought the Louisville player made a great play. Yes, the ball was underthrown, but I was more impressed by the defensive effort than I was by the bad throw in itself. and he was making a throw just about every angle you could have wanted him for. Guys in stride didn't even have to break through stride to make sure they got under the ball. I think Miller Moss, out of all the unknown QBs heading into the bowl games, he himself has made a name for himself. Going anywhere he wants shouldn't be much of a problem. Well, I shouldn't say anywhere. Picking a new school, if he does decide to hit the transfer portal, he'll definitely have some options out there. The powerhouses who have their set in stone guys will be a different story. But I'm definitely there with Miller Moss. He's going to have some more opportunities now down the stretch. And to me, I mean, if these bowl games are anything at this point in time, at least you get to see some of these unknown players go ahead and get a shot in. I mean, if you get to play your first start in a bowl game, I don't know how much better it can get for you. So that is one of the plus sides of these bowl games. But with this season, with these bowl games, has this been the most lackluster they've ever felt, just due to the fact that we are having this 12-team system come in next year, the fact that we had a 13-0 Florida State team not make it in? What have these bowl games really meant to you value-wise?
It's a game. Value-wise, it's an opportunity to go out there against opponents that you might not typically face. You got a lot of guys, dropping out, not playing because of, NFL stuff. And I mean, that's going to happen. It hasn't been, lackluster. It's just, people kind of get thrown into a different situation.
Mm-hmm.
And live bullets are different than, going in practice. So, I mean, I'm not unimpressed. It's just, it's an adjustment. It's a step up. It might be, the guy like the USC position, like he could have, throw his hat into like, oh, well, I can actually, play call and do this thing next year. So you might have some of those performances like you did last night, to where you didn't expect it or didn't know that. So you never know what you're going to get. But I mean, it's consistent enough. It's not bad. Football, the North Carolina, West Virginia game, was exciting last night. It wasn't terrible. So, I mean, it's just different. You never know what to expect. A high-scoring game or, more of a defensive game. But they were good games.
Mm-hmm. I think that's where I'm at, too, is I've been surprised. You hear all these players opting out. You're like, oh, man, we might have a bunch of blowouts on our hands. But it's actually been the opposite. These bowl games have been pretty entertaining for the most part, especially right now as we're watching these bowl games here in the Ticket Studio. We got another close one here with Kansas State as they're go ahead and trying to get another win there in their bowl game versus NC State. It's 21-19 right now in the fourth quarter with about 14 minutes play left, and they have the ball back. But that's been a story for most of these bowl games. They have been close despite players opting out. They've been pretty much to the wire outside of a few. Even that Louisville game, I know it looked like a blowout towards the end there, but that first half was pretty back and forth. It really didn't start getting out of control until midway through the third quarter when Moss Miller just decides, I'm going to completely take over the game here and throw dot after dot after dot. So again, it's fun to see those backups get a chance to shine, especially when they do it in that kind of fashion. But we do have to go ahead and throw it to our first break here on the Don't Punt Hour. Got DeMornay Pierson-El, host as always, on the Allo VIP line. Be sure to stick around. We'll throw it to break here and talk to you guys in a little bit.
If you're in Seward or Milford, listen up. Select Plumbing is now servicing your area with no trip charges from Lincoln. Select Plumbing works on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate, 402-560-6197. It's not just Lincoln, Waverly, and the surrounding area anymore. It's also Seward and Milford with no trip charges. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197. December is here, which means your stress levels are probably high as you try to wrap up year-end work tasks, attend holiday gatherings, and find the perfect holiday gift for everyone in your family. Good news! The Body Shop can relieve your stress with a massage for you and a gift card for a massage for your shopping purposes. Book an appointment for yourself or get a gift card for the holidays today at thebodyshoplincoln.com. Located at 48th and A.
Heating, air, and electric is the call I make when I have a need for plumbing services. Whether it's for my home or office, if I need a repair to a water heater, softener, or even my garbage disposal, I know I can count on Action to help. In one simple call, their amazing customer service team promptly schedules a service call, often getting to my needs within a day. Action delivers honest, quality services we can count on. To learn more, visit actionlincoln.com.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red.
Are you looking to upgrade or improve the garage door on your home? This is Cameron Hall of Doors Plus. At Doors Plus, we guarantee to offer a wide selection of options from 5 leading garage door manufacturers as we deliver a free estimate, exact measurements, and rapid installation with a 3 to 5 week time frame. When you choose Doors Plus for your residential garage door needs, you'll work with our experienced technicians and be ensured that your new door seamlessly complements your home. Give us a call at 402-590-5800 or visit us online at DoorsPlusLLC.com. Doors Plus, garage doors and more.
The Southern Pecan Cake from Beatrice Bakery. They don't just let you call anything Southern, especially when it's baked right here in Nebraska. There are standards you have to meet, like a rich, decadent, moist caramel cake? Check. Bursting with too many large pecans to count? Check. Big enough to share with the whole group? Check. But delicious enough that you won't want to share? A big check on that one. The Southern Pecan Cake, the newest cake to the Beatrice Bakery lineup. Try it for yourself at Beatrice Bakery. Online at BeatriceBakery.com. Welcome to our world of yum.
Are you working in or looking to get into the electrical construction industry? The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC. We'd like to wish everyone a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And to show our appreciation, Koppel is offering some huge holiday discounts from now until January 2nd. On select new Chevrolet vehicles, we are offering $8,000 off MSRP or 1.9% financing. Yes, you heard right. That's $8,000 off or 1.9% financing on select new Chevrolets. We also have some huge discounts on our new GMC inventory, so stop on in or check us out online at koppelcars.com. Includes finance, trade, and Costco bonus with roof credit. Stock number C2999464.
It's the holiday season. Time for work parties, friend get-togethers, family gatherings, which means lots of eating. Maybe you think you've perfected your holiday meals, and maybe you have no idea where to even start. Let's fix that right now. No holiday party is complete without Führer's cheese spread. It goes well with any type of cracker, pretzels, apple, chili, vegetables, chips, and of course, it's perfect to pair with wine or beer. Holiday meals aren't complete until Führer's cheese spread is on the table. Find your own container at your nearest local grocery store today.
If you're not going to Memorial Stadium for a home game and don't have any travel plans for away games, there's a great place in Omaha to catch the action. The Inner Rail Food Hall. There's plenty of space. The Backstretch Bar has amazing game specials on game days. $15 Blue Moon and Bud Light pitchers, $6 margaritas, and $6 Moscow mules. And if you're hungry, take in some of their great options from their game day pizza specials. Do football game day right in the Inner Rail Food Hall in Exarban Village in Omaha.
Integrated Life Choices has been inspiring opportunities for individuals with disabilities for more than 15 years in Lincoln and across Nebraska by offering a number of services. From group homes to independent living resources and job training, you'll find the support that allows people to live fulfilling lives. They're also hiring. If you're looking for a rewarding career supporting people with developmental disabilities, you can check out open positions along with learning more about services at ilc.net. Integrated Life Choices.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, some patchy fog expected this morning, and we'll see mainly cloudy skies for the rest of the day. Afternoon high should top out around 35. Tonight, mainly cloudy skies with a low around 23. And tomorrow, most sunny skies return. We'll see a high around 37. I'm meteorologist Kyle Clicker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Back to The Ticket weeknights on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back in to Ticket Weeknights. Harrison Arns on the ones and twos back here in the 1040 Ticket Studios. We got Demorne Pierson-El on the Allo VIP line, host of the show as always. And again, if you guys want to join the show, Starter Heyman text line 402-464-5685. First thing, I'll go ahead and ask the text line, do the Detroit Pistons not get to the all-time losing streak record at 28? Because DeMornay, breaking news, they're currently up by 19 with about 20 seconds to go here in the second quarter, 64-45. Cade Cunningham, hats off to him once again. Feels like he's putting the entire team on his shoulders. He's already got 22 points in the first half on good shooting on top of it as well. Are the Detroit Pistons able to get the first win over the Boston Celtics, or do you see the Celtics coming back and ripping the heart out of this Pistons team?
I see the Celtics coming back and ripping the heart out. If they win, I hope they do. Congrats to them, because, man, nobody wants to be on the bad side of history. That's ouch.
Yeah, I'm really rooting for him just for the sake that Cade Cunningham put up a monster performance with 41 points, and it just felt like the rest of the Pistons team let him down at the end of the stretch. And I would have been okay if it was young guys, but it was the veterans making horrible shot selections, bad turnovers at the end of games, and that's how you get to 27 straight losses. But if they can find a way to stay hot here into the second half, the 2-28 Detroit Pistons might just find a way to serve the 23-6 Boston Celtics their first loss. But as you said, it's the NBA. They still got a half of ball to play here, and we've seen this happen over and over and over again where they're just not able to get it done. But I'm actually going to roll with the Detroit Pistons here because Cade Cunningham has been on an absolute mission. I think he's taking this more personable than anybody else on that roster, maybe even Monty Williams. You know, you're hearing Monty Williams kind of say he deserves the blame at this point if they haven't been able to win, and Cade Cunningham has been the opposite. He's putting a lot of the emphasis on himself that he needs to do better, that this is the reason you guys drafted me. So despite what has been an atrocious out the gate season for the Detroit Pistons, I think Cade Cunningham's winning the fandom of a lot of NBA fans out there just simply by the way he's playing, despite being on a team that's had this horrendous record up to this point. That's about to be part, or as close to being part, one of the worst stats you could have in NBA history. And I got some more NBA breaking news here. Lonzo Ball. I don't know if you caught this, DeMornay, but there is positive updates finally on Lonzo Ball. Billy Donovan has stated that he is comfortable running and they expect to get him going here in January, that he is experiencing no knee pain anymore, that he will probably still sit out for the rest of the entire season. But finally, some good news on the Lonzo Ball development. We've heard this many times before. My biggest scare is that it's a little bit of wishful thinking. We've seen this happen where he gets cleared to play, the pain slowly creeps back. But if he is healthy, how much does he move the needle for this Bulls team in year 2, when he is able to come back after this injury? I mean, about 2 years out, 2 NBA seasons out alone, just based off these knee surgeries, cutting it open, stitching it back up, cutting him open. So finally some positive movement there. And before he got injured, this Bulls team was making a run in the East. I think people forget that with Lonzo Ball, DeMar DeRozan, Zach LaVine, Alex Caruso, Kobe White, who's really just been on fire, deserves a spot in the three-point shooting contest at this point. And obviously you don't want to forget about some of the younger guys, Patrick Williams, Vucevic. I'm still not sold on. He's, I think, bottom 5 in three-point shooting percentage as of right now. He's going to be a hard guy to move from. No one's really going to want him, but they got enough surrounding pieces there. And of course, you don't want to forget about Ayo Dosunmu as well. Chicago kid out of Illinois. He's been not necessarily consistent, but we saw that with Kobe White, and he's turned into a hell of a player. But if Lonzo Ball comes back, how much does this move the needle for you on the Bulls next year?
It depends on what version of Lonzo Ball comes back.
Yeah.
Recovering from an injury, it takes some time, to kind of like get back to feeling comfortable. He's 2 years post. Well, he's a year post, the second injury. So, just making sure that the things are handled right. It's sad and unfortunate that you have to go through a surgery twice to fix something that should have been fixed the first time. I'm a little upset of what all, happened to get there. But I mean, if he's comfortable, confident enough, and strong, and coming back, to at least show flashes of what he can do, and bring a change of pace to the game and everything like that. For those guys, I think they can get back on the track of being where they were a few years ago and everything like that, and taking it easy. Like you don't need him to come in and save the show and everything like that. But come in and small contribute to the game and everything like that. Floor general of conducting stuff. I think that would help them a lot.
Yeah, and that's what he's known for, right? Just to be that playmaker, floor general out there, especially when you have the pieces with Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan. Although I do think we will see some of these Bull players hit the road. Zach LaVine seems like a big trade piece out there, and they've been playing better without him at times. So I think they are probably going to move on from him just to get him in a spot where he can actually win some games. He is a good enough player where I think he can help a lot of teams out, but get some investment in the future as well. But yeah, if Lonzo Ball doesn't have that speed that he had before, that's kind of my biggest fear, because one of the things that made him, I don't want to say elite because he was nowhere near that level, but made him a solid role player, just a ultimate glue guy, was that he could run the floor and really push the ball in transition. And that's what he was known for with the Lakers to the Pelicans. And then he really started to shine at the Bulls after he fixed his 3-point jumper. I don't think that should go anywhere. He really did a lot of work on that, completely getting a new shot for him. So will it be exciting with the Bulls? This won't make him a title contender by any means. There are quite a few more pieces away from that. But just to get another playmaker in there, you'd feel great, especially if you can retain Kobe White. Then you got a 3-point shooter out there. DeMar DeRozan with his contract, we'll see what ends up happening with him. But for the most part, you'd be feeling a lot more optimistic about a Bulls roster who looked like they were in cap hell because of the Lonzo Ball situation and the Vucevic situation on top of it. Give them a little more freedom and flexibility. But as we're speaking about players, you can think NFL or NBA here. Who to you is the biggest letdown of a guy who had all the talent in the world, takes a grueling injury, and becomes a what-if story?
Ooh.
As a Bulls fan, you can probably guess mine.
Derrick Rose.
Yeah, 100%.
That's a good question. Oh, I'm gonna have to think about that one for a little minute.
Yeah, it's tough.
I keep going back to the one name that screams out and pops to me is the Jalen Smith, the linebackers, the Cowboys linebacker. He was slated to be a top 5 pick, and he had that injury in a bowl game, which honestly probably started. You've seen a few players, sit out every now and then, but after that injury, I feel like all the top guaranteed first round dudes, they were sitting out. It was like I'm not chancing on losing that unless they win the national championship. And I'm not saying he was a complete bust. It just we never got to really see what the Jalen Smith that was at Notre Dame.
Yeah, I'm with you there. He's the guy when I go to the football world, that's a guy I think of consistently, just because the precedence that's set too. We've kind of talked about it. It changed a little bit of how people kind of look at that play when it gets towards the end of the year. Some other guys on that list, I think a guy that gets forgotten a lot, Sean Livingston. He still had a great NBA career, but he had to become this mid-range killer for the Warriors because he lost so much of his speed and verticality because of the injuries. But at one point in time, Sean Livingston could have been a monster point guard in the league. Just the fact that he was still on a Warriors team, backed up Steph Curry, and consistently balled out. And you could argue that without Sean Livingston, Steph Curry might be missing, a couple rings. Like, I think he was that integral for those Warriors runs.
He was a pivotal piece. He was a pivotal piece for sure. Another name that pops into my head, Brandon Roy.
Yeah.
If his knee injuries didn't happen, and I want to say his situation was worse than Derrick Rose. At least Derrick Rose, still played out, and Derrick Rose still can probably get you 25 a night if he really wanted to. After Brandon Roy's injury, he just really wasn't the same. And he wasn't a bust. He didn't look like who he was before. Those are probably the two that stand out. John Wall, you can kind of say that he hasn't been the same after he kind of got paid and had his injury. He's had flashes of it, but it hasn't been consistent. And John Wall was, one of the bigger stars. He was a 2.0 version of Dwayne Wade. So those three guys of when I think about when an injury happens, those are the first kind of guys that kind of pop into my head.
And Angry Rams fan steals the next one out of my own mouth here, and he agrees. He says, he's a Bulls fan as well. Derrick Rose, that one's always going to hurt our soul. Point guards in the Bulls franchise, for whatever reason, have not necessarily gotten to their potential, not because of a lack of effort, because of unfortunate injuries. But
that is two key players or pivotal players in the franchise that had knee problems.
Mm-hmm.
And Derrick's was a little bit different. He had back-to-back ACL. So what's going on in Chicago? What's up with these surgeries and not getting people back to what they're supposed to be?
Yeah, and that's the greatest thing about Derrick Rose is he still found a way to be an incredible player. I remember watching when he was on the Minnesota Timberwolves and he dropped 50. I'm a 24-year-old man. I almost had a tear to my eye. It was just so great to see Derrick Rose back into the spotlight. Vintage Rose. It just for him, and that's one thing that's so great about him is despite the lack of verticality and speed he has now, he is still crafty as ever around the rim, whether it's getting to the free throw line or just flipping it up right around you. But as Angry Rams fans said, Anthony Penny Hardaway, he was great. Ooh. Obviously, have to go back a little bit.
How did I forget that?
1993 Orlando Magic averaged 16 points, near 7 assists, 5.4 rebounds, 2.3 steals per game as a rookie, finishing second in the Rookie of the Year behind Chris Webber. And he played great all the way up until the 97-98 season, suffers a severe left knee injury. Of course, another knee injury. That seems to be the ones that get the point guards. And after that, never quite was the same.
If he doesn't get hurt, you don't know what that Orlando team will be. Oh,
he's number one on a lot of, I feel like a lot of his NBA history buffs. He's probably in their Mount Rushmore of greatest what if stories related to injury.
Man, for real. Ooh, that's a good one. I forgot about that one. I don't know how I did. I forgot about that one. I remember Penny.
But shout out Angry Rams fan for pointing that one out. And there's so many of those to go through. You can almost, I know he's still playing and he's such a great player that people forget about it, but you can even throw Kevin Durant in that category because you got to remember when he comes back healthy in the NBA Finals, immediately knocks down a three, a few at that, starts shifting the tide completely, and then he goes out with an injury because they try to rush him back a little too quick. But Kevin Durant's a guy where if he could just stay healthy consistently, he might have a couple more rings as well. I mean, this year, despite the age, despite the injuries of the past, he's number one in three-point percentage, shooting damn near 45% from the three-point line. Is it just an incredible player? So if he didn't have to suffer, even though they weren't as extreme as some of the other guys, it's just been so consistent with Kevin Durant that you get worried about it. Anthony Davis is another guy, but he's actually played 72 out of the last 82 games for the Los Angeles Lakers. So hopefully he's kind of over that. But nonetheless, just a few names out there. And if you guys during the break want to shout out a few more, we can talk about it. But this is the Don't Punt Hour. We got the morning Pierson-El on the Allo VIP line. Don't go anywhere. We got one more segment up next.
Are you working in or looking to get into the electrical construction industry? The electrical workers of local union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer. Usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red.
Are you looking to upgrade or improve the garage door on your home? This is Cameron Hall of Doors Plus. At Doors Plus, we guarantee to offer a wide selection of options from 5 leading garage door manufacturers as we deliver a free estimate, exact measurements, and rapid installation with a 3 to 5 week time frame. When you choose Doors Plus for your residential garage door needs, you'll work with our experienced technicians and be ensured that your new door seamlessly complements your home. Give us a call at 402-590-5800 or visit us online at DoorsPlusLLC.com. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
At Jimmy John's, we don't make sandwiches. We make the sandwich of sandwiches. We use fresh veggies because we don't hate salads. We just feel bad for them. We make our sandwiches exactly how you want because you're the one who's eating it. And we bake bread all day, every day because stale bread isn't bread. It's croutons. Sandwich history is written by the victors. Good thing we have legible handwriting. Jimmy John's, the sandwich of sandwiches. Order pickup or delivery on the app.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, some patchy fog expected this morning, and we'll see mainly cloudy skies for the rest of the day. Afternoon high should top out around 35. Tonight, mainly cloudy skies with a low around 23. And tomorrow, mostly sunny skies return. We'll see a high around 37. I'm meteorologist Kyle Clicker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric is the call I make when I have a need for plumbing services. Whether it's for my home or office, if I need a repair to a water heater, softener, or even my garbage disposal, I know I can count on Action to help. In one simple call, their amazing customer service team promptly schedules a service call, often getting to my needs within a day. Action delivers honest quality services we can count on. To learn more, visit actionlincoln.com.
Ironhide Construction is hiring. They're looking for hardworking, self-motivated individuals who are team players. Ironhide Construction has openings for an experienced project manager, estimator, apprentice, skilled laborer, and erector or installer. They will train the right people and make sure you understand the position and requirements. At Ironhide Construction, it's own it, be honest, and do it right. Apply today and learn more about their other benefits at ironhideconstruction.com, where they're committed to you every step of the way.
When you think of places with tons of great beer selections and amazing food menu in Omaha, the conversation should start and end with Pierson Beer Garden in Benson. With more than 30 beers on tap, including several German options, you're sure to find something you like. And don't forget their Nashville hot chicken sandwich or any of their delicious hamburgers. Start off with the warm house-made pretzels and you're on to a great day at Pierson Beer Garden in the heart of Benson in Omaha.
It's the holiday season. Time for work parties, friend get-togethers, family gatherings, which means lots of eating. Maybe you think you've perfected your holiday meals, and maybe you have no idea where to even start. Let's fix that right now. No holiday party is complete without Führer's cheese spread. It goes well with any type of cracker, pretzels, apple, chili, vegetables, chips, and of course, it's perfect to pair with wine or beer. Holiday meals aren't complete until Führer's cheese spread is on the table. Find your own container at your nearest local grocery store today.
Are you looking for some holiday fun? This year, start a new tradition. Make the Nebraska Christmas Light Show experience an annual event for your family and a cherished memory to look forward to every year. From Black Friday to January 3rd, buckle up and tune into the rhythm of the lights and let the magic of Christmas take over with the show. Now located at Star City Shores, just off of 27th and Highway 2. Buy your tickets for just $20 or $25 per car today at NebraskaChristmasLightShow.com.
Everything we do, from our jobs to our hobbies, to the stuff that makes us who we are, all of those things come with a tool of the trade. I'm Trooper White of the Nebraska State Patrol. Wearing your seatbelt can reduce your risk of injury by 50% in a crash. So every time you get in a vehicle, remember to use the tool of the trade, your seatbelt. This message presented by the Nebraska State Patrol and the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Back to The Ticket weeknights on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back here into Ticket Weeknight's final segment of the Don't Pound Hour here with the morning Pierson-El on the Allo VIP line as always. And again, if you guys want to join the show, Starter Heyman text line 402-464-5685. Speaking of these bowl games here, DeMornay Pierson-El, you're one of the last few Huskers we've had in a while to experience some bowl games. So when it came to these bowl games, to you, what were just some of your favorite memories you had when you got to go out there? I believe it was the Music City Bowl you were able to be a part of, or any of those bowl games. What are some of those great memories that you have yourself?
On the field or off the field?
You can go whichever one's safer for radio.
I mean, my freshman year, setting the bowl game record for a freshman at Nebraska. We played USC, which was a fun game. That senior class, Amir, Kenny, Jake Cotton, Corey Cooper. I'm blanking on his name. Randy Gregory. Just some guys that, went out with that class. It was real fun. That was the game that we played after, we came back and won at Iowa and Bo had got released the next morning. So, that was real fun and enjoyable. You got to see the city of San Diego. And then the next following year we played Josh Rosen and UCLA. We ended up winning that game as well. I was hurt that season. I didn't play in that one. But, still seeing San Francisco and being able to be a part of that was cool. And then my junior year, we went to Nashville. I turned 21 in Nashville, and oh, my God.
Yeah, that's a bacheloretteville out there too. I know Nashville's kind of a place for weddings, and I went down there once, and it was a party.
That was a fun trip. That was really fun.
Which city had the best bowl game location?
The Nashville, the Music City Bowl. We played Tennessee, who had Derek Barnett, Alvin Kamara, Joshua Dobbs. Cam Sutton, like they had some guys on their team. We went toe to toe with them. We ended up losing, but overall, Nashville was fun. Nashville had it's a country setting, but it also has a jazz, a blues side to it. So you got to really get to see a lot of.
There's quite a bit of rock down there too, surprisingly.
Yeah. So it was a pretty cool city. I had a good time, football stuff wise, and not football stuff wise. So I can't complain about that.
And that's what part of those bowl game experiences are about. Is part of it's a little bit of a reward too, to go out, hang out with your teammates, and enjoy the reward you get for making a bowl game. But without,
for sure,
anything else being said here, I think that's a good point to go ahead and wrap up, as Kansas State is up on NC State 28-19. Looks like they're feeling pretty good about closing this one out. And let's hope that Nebraska can experience what DeMornay Pierson-El got to experience not too long ago. This is going to wrap it up.
I will be.
Go for it.
I can't wait to go.
I'm sure you and a lot of other alumni will be there to celebrate the next time. I'm going to go ahead and say it. Next season, Nebraska, we got to make a bowl game, rooting for the team. And I feel pretty good about it with recruits we got in. But nonetheless, Don't Punt Hour, DeMornay Pierson-El, shout out the Allo VIP line. Understand the importance of exceptional service with a local heart. And that'll wrap it up for Ticket Weeknights. We'll talk to you guys next week.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and